Shanti Shanti.
Suppose when you see the space photographs, you find the earth is there, the sunlight is falling on the earth. Earth looks blue, but it is standing in absolutely black space. The stars, the planets, they are all glowing in black space. The sun is here and the earth is here. The light is coming from here to here. You see the earth, but are you seeing the light coming from the sun to here? The light cannot be seen. Only when it is interacting with matter, the matter can be seen. That is how the Atma cannot be seen. Atma cannot be known when you don't have the body, because the knowledge belongs to the body. The experience belongs to the body, but the Atma is not the body. The light is not the matter. Where it is showing up in the planets, in the earth, the light is not that, but it is manifesting through that. Exactly like that, the consciousness you cannot see as, oh, this is consciousness. You cannot. Consciousness is not an object which you can, even if science goes on trying for thousands of years, they will not be able to find out the consciousness as an object, because it is not the object. Whatever science finds out, they are revealed by the consciousness of the scientist. When you look into the microscope also, whatever we see, it is finally reflecting in our consciousness, otherwise we will not know. So, we have to somehow comprehend this thing, that it is not a thing, it is ourselves, we are. So there comes the difficulty, but it is not difficulty. When we take it and ruminate on it, automatically it will become easy. See, in Kathopanishad there are beautiful shlokas, the same thing to tell us, it goes on. Agniryathayiko bhuvanam pravishto rupam rupam pratirupo babhuva. Agniryathayiko bhuvanam pravishto rupam rupam pratirupo babhuva. Ekastatha sarvabhutantaratma rupam rupam pratirupo bahischa. Suryo yatha sarvalokasya chakshuhu न लिप्यते चाक्षुषैर्बाह्य दोषैः एकस्तथा सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा न लिप्यते लोकदुःखेन बाह्यः एको वशी सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा एकं रूपं बहुधा यः करोति तमात्मस्थं येन पश्यन्ति धीराः तेषां सुखं शाश्वतं नेतरेषाम्. Oh, it is so nice if you understand Sanskrit. They have that poetry in it. Agnir yathaiko bhuvanam pravishto rupam rupam pratirupo babhuva. Agni means energy. Fire, energy or heat. Can you see it? But it appears wherever it is expressing, it takes that form. Suppose there is a red hot iron ball. It appears as round. If you have a long bar, it appears as a long bar. But Agni does not have any such form. Even energy does not have any such form. Energy is right there in the very creation. Without energy there cannot be any creation at all. In the elementary particle also it consists of a vibration and energy there. That energy is appearing in different forms in the whole world. He says, Rupam Rupam Pratirupo Bahuva. It does not have any Rupa, but being one, it manifests in various forms. Ekastatha Sarvabhutantaratma. Like that Atma who is Sarvabhutantaratma, it is not only my Atma, it is the Atma of everybody, Atma of everything. It is the one single, uniform, even saying one is wrong, the transcendental Atma for everybody. What is it doing? Rupam Rupam Pratirupo Bahischa. It is also manifesting the same Atma, even if you consider the bodies as manifest, it has manifest as millions and millions of bodies of different forms, different types, everything. Not only that, Bahischa, it is beyond that also, it is transcendental. Not only it has manifest as infinite variety, it is even beyond that, it is transcendental. Suryo yatha sarvalokasya chakshuhu nalipyate chakshushair bahya doshaihi. That sun is actually the eyes of everything, because without the sunlight we cannot see. But it does not get contaminated by the defects in our eyes. Suppose the sunlight is revealing the garbage and it is revealing a beautiful rose. Does the sunlight get affected by by revealing the rose it becomes beautiful, or revealing the garbage it becomes putrefied? Nothing happens to that. Its purpose is only to reveal. Even when we see rose, the sunlight is not revealing. These are examples, illustration. The revelation takes place in our consciousness. We say the rose is very beautiful. Where lies the saundarya? The beauty, the concept of beauty is in the rose or in our... As I always say, the first time you go to the beach, see the ocean, oh, how vast, how beautiful. You feel elated seeing the vastness of the sea. Next moment some news comes, you have lost your job. The beauty of the sea has gone. The sea is no more attracting you at all by its beauty. What has happened? Nothing has happened to the sea, nothing has happened to the ocean. Your mind has collapsed. So in the beginning, first case, you forgot all your desires, all your fears, all your anxieties, everything was forgotten seeing the sea. The sea occupied your mind, so the mind became vast. Mind became expanded. That is why you got the joy of expansion there. The joy lies in expansion of the mind. The moment the other news came, which you do not like, the mind collapsed. Nothing happened to the sea at all. And the moment the mind collapses, the joy is gone. So can we not expand our mind sitting in a closed room also? That is what we do. You expand, and finally you get to the transcendental level where you call it bliss, call it prasada, whatever happens. You don't need to see the sea for that, because what you need is the expansion of the mind. For that you don't have to go near the sea. Even if you make a house near the sea, after 7 days you won't look at the sea anymore. Maybe for bath you will go, but it will not attract you anymore. Those who are living by the sea doesn't attract them. So it is all in our mind, and it depends on what we are filling our mind with. If we can expand our mind, remaining wherever we are, we will be in prasada, we will be in placidity, we will be in joy. So the sun does not get affected by any of the defects of the eyes or whatever it is revealing by its light. Ekastatha sarva bhutantaratma na lipyate loka dukkhena bahyaha. This is very important. Ekastatha sarva bhutantaratma. The Atma of all, everybody is the one Atma. It does not get lepana. Lipyate means get tainted by our dukkha, sukha, everything. Loka dukkhena. That means they are saying dukkha, but it is dukkha, sukha, everything. We think I am getting affected, I have become sorry, I have become aggrieved. We get affected, we get stressful. But that is not the real I. That Atma is the Sarva Bhutantara Atma. At the same time, some it is joy, somewhere it is suffering. So when we identify ourselves with this Sarva Bhutantara Atma, then in joy, in suffering, we know the joy, we know the suffering, but we know that I am not tainted by it. So, na lipyate loka dukkhena. It does not get affected or tainted by our dukkha. Finally it says, eko vashi sarva bhutantaratma ekam rupam bahudha karoti. This is the controller, the great controller of the universe, eko vashi. That's the one single controller of the whole universe. In other places he will say he is not the controller also, as yesterday I said. Because by controlling it does not get the ego of control, it does not have the kartritva of controlling. It just happens to be, it just witnesses whatever is happening in the universe. Ekam rupam bahudha yah karoti. That one becoming many because of its potential. It is manifest as many. Tam atmastham yenu pashyanti dhiraha. Dhiraha we have defined earlier. There it's a knower. Dhiraha anupashyanti. Dhiraha sees. What is that? That same eka, that truth, right in their atmastham as their own identity. When they see that one which has become the infinite universe as their own identity, as their own atma, tesham sukham shashvatam. Their joy, their peace, their placidity becomes eternal, shashvatam. Na itaresham, not of anybody else. This last statement is very emphatic. That is, nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. In Shvetashvatara Upanishad there is Shrinvantu vishve amritasya putraha aye dhamani divyani tasthuhu vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasah parastat tameva viditva atimrityumeti nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. He says that I have known that great Purusha beyond all darkness. Knowing him alone, tameva viditva atimrityumeti, we can surpass death, we can transcend death. Na anyaha pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path. That only when we know, we actualize, we realize our real identity, we can go beyond death. We become amrita. There is no other way. Here also he is saying, then only we know what is the sukha, what is prasada, shashvata sukha, eternal happiness. Na itaresham, it is not itaresham, it is not for anybody else. Maybe richest person in the world, or the most famous person in the world, wealthiest person in the world, most beautiful world beauty in the world. No, by nothing of these you can have this shashvata sukha. So, yesterday I dealt with in great detail that 6th verse again, and where the main point was tad avyayam yat bhuta yonim paripashyanti dhiraha. Said that the source of this universe, the substratum of this universe, it is avyaya. In any case, when there is a causal chain, cause and effect chain, the source undergoes a change when it produces an effect. You won't find in the material world any such cause which does not undergo change while producing an effect. Unless it is an illusion. Just like a desert, when it is showing the mirage, the desert does not get affected by it. There is no change. That is why we call it optical illusion. Similarly, the question of Maya, illusion, all this come because of this. But not, we have to understand in what sense it is. So, the sense is that because the consciousness does not get depleted by manifesting the world, it is avyayam yonim, the source of the whole universe, it does not undergo any change at all. It remains whatever it is. In fact, because it remains unchanged, there is the scope of realization of the self. This you should know. Suppose the self, by producing our mind, intelligence and all these things, the self had undergone a change, then there was no way that we can get into samadhi and have the self experience. It has undergone a change. You will not get the changeless self then. You understand? Because it does not undergo any change by projecting the world, there is a scope for this self-realization or self-experience. Now then, we had already gone through the examples, simple examples, because after this whole philosophy they had come down to the primary level again. Yathorna nabhi srijate grinhate cha yatha prithivyam oshadhaya sambhavanti yatha satah purushat keshalomani tathaksharat sambhavatiha vishvam. That how this world is produced from that unchanging source. They have given some examples. They are preliminary examples. I will just repeat once more because many of you are new. He says, as the spider spins the cobweb from its navel and again withdraws it also within itself. This is one example, which means that there is no other matter outside with which God is playing, throwing the planets and creating an universe. There is no such material source here. It is Brahman, the consciousness itself. From itself it manifests the universe. This is what they indicate in this example. Illustrations are all limited. We have to know that what it means, that much only to be taken. Yatha prithivyam oshadhaya sambhavanti. As on the earth, the herbs and plants are born and they die also. In that there is no effort of the earth. It automatically, it is born. It just simply spontaneity is pointed out here. Sahaja, it is called Sahaja Srishti. Sahaja means easy, the spontaneous Srishti. Also it indicates another thing, that from the inert earth, the conscious plants are coming, or the living plants are coming. That means normal causality will disallow us to think that how the living plants are coming from this inert earth. That means the life is there in some rudimentary form, in some hidden form in the inert substance itself. Otherwise, where from did it come? Similarly, the next example says, Yatha satah purushat keshalomani. Whereas in a conscious person, the hairs are inert matter. Hairs are growing on the body of a conscious person. That is, from a conscious person, inert hairs are coming. Not only that, that also is effortless. See, to do something we put effort, but for the growth of the hairs, do we have to do anything? They just simply come. We have put some effort to remove them. But creation takes place just like that. So they are indicating that it is all a sahaja srishti. Tathaksharat sambhavati iha vishwam. That means there is no special intention or active will of Brahman there. That is the main point here. Now, why did God make the evil here? No. It has just come. Without evil, good also will not have any value. That way we can understand the wisdom of God, that He is wiser than us. Suppose He had created only sukha and no dukkha, then sukha would not have any meaning at all. Actually, He has not thought and created. It has just come. But when we think in that manner, that if dukkha had not been there, then sukha also would not have been there. Then we understand the wisdom of God. Before that, before challenging God, we should think and find out that He is wiser than us. So, this non-intentional, there is nothing effortful, willful there with which He is creating the universe. This sahaja srishti is the main point here, that tathaksharat sambhavati iha vishwam. This is further elaborated in the next two verses, which we have done, we are just repeating. Would you like to recite? Tapasa chiyate brahma, 8th verse. Tapasa chiyate brahma tato tato namabhijayate annat prano manas satyam lokah karma suchamritam. Next, yas sarvajñas sarvavit yasya jnanamayam tapaha tasmadetad brahmanama rupamannam jajayate. Here I explained the other day that he is giving a sequence in the creation. In our Shastras you will find various models of creation given. Various models of creation given. They are more or less same, but little here and there. But always the Shastras, one thing we should not forget, that the Shastras themselves say that our purpose or aim in giving you a model of creation is not to say that this is how the creation has been produced. Because after all, the creation is something fictitious. You have to understand how it is fictitious. But the model is given to help you to walk back and attain the truth. This is a very important understanding to know the Shastras. You will find that sometimes the models are contradictory. Because the models, there is no primary purpose in giving the model. It is secondary only. The purpose of giving a model is you can take the back steps. You can walk backward and reach the truth. They are saying how from consciousness, how from Brahman, how from Atma, Paramatma, Brahman, whatever you may say, it's all the same. The whole, this variegated world has come. If you follow the step, if you know it, then you go back, walk back, and you reach the Brahman, your own identity. He says, tapasa chiyate brahma. This is a very special word. The other day also I said. Chiyate, it means swelling. Now that by austerity, the Brahman, the reality is swelling. Now the moment we say swelling, we think of material swelling. But in Brahman there was no space, no matter, nothing. There is no question of that kind of a swelling. So we have to understand in what manner, what meaning this chiyate is mentioned. So I had given the example of dream. Suppose in dream, suddenly you think of Himalaya, the moment you think of Himalaya, the Himalaya is there. Now we say in our expression that when we think of Himalaya, Himalaya is there. But that is also not true. The thinking and the presentation are together. There is no causal sequence there, that you thought first Himalaya and then the Himalaya appeared. It is just appearing. It is not. It is a non-causal srishti. As from consciousness the whole universe is coming, in dream, from our individual consciousness, the whole dream world is coming, exactly similar way. There is no causality there. It just appears to be. This projection of the universe, say in the dream world, is it not a swelling of your consciousness? Swelling means in that sense. In that sense it is a swelling of Brahman. The chiyate, they mean that when you project the universe from it, you project space, time, matter, causality, everything there. The moment you project the universe, you are projecting space, time. So before the space, there is no question of swelling. But when you are projecting the space, it is swelling. So tapasa chiyate brahma. When the consciousness or Atma or Paramatma or Brahman, by its austerity, tapas, it swells. It gives rise to tato annam abhijayate. Annam means generally food. Now what is food for us? As I said, ahara is for all the indriyas. Similarly, what is the food for our consciousness? Whatever we are seeing as object, the food for the subject is the object. Am I clear? Because the subject is with respect to an object, the object is with respect to a subject. So for the subject the food is object. So here annam is in that very subtle sense, that the objectivity is born, not the differential objects, but just the objectivity. The subject is getting, it wants to see something. It wants to see also is wrong. It just projects and it starts seeing. That is why it says that Brahma looked on 4 sides and 4 heads came. You know that in Purana it will be described. When he is looking at, the 4 heads are also coming together. All the directions are born out of that. These are all pictorial representation. That actually it comes immediately. It comes with the thought itself. So, tato annam abhijayate. The objectivity is born. Once the objectivity is born, annat pranaha. The first thing comes is the pranaha. This pranaha is generally meant the life forces. But in some sense and in a greater sense it is meant the intelligence, as I said, the fundamental intelligence, cosmic intelligence. Prana is the cosmic intelligence, because the creator is the intelligence itself. It's a revealer. That is the fundamental revealer of everything. Reveals. Pranaha. Manaha. From the prana, the manaha comes. From the intelligence, the mind comes. But here it is not the fragmented mind. They are meaning the cosmic mind. Everything is taking place in the universal dimension. Then comes Satyam. The moment the mind is born, from the mind our Indriyas and the Indriya perceptible world is born. See, the world is appearing in our mind, is it not so? Without the world appearing in our mind, we will never know. Only when it appears in our mind, we will know the world. Now, my personality, the body-mind personality, is also a part of the world. So, are not the sense organs also appearing in the mind? My body, mind, personality, brain, whatever you call it, is appearing in the mind. Then only the personality is born.